Hello online world, this is Off the Record with Migs Bustos, and for today's episode, actually part 2 po ito ng usapan namin ni Patty and George. Kung matatandaan ninyo, nag-post ako ng video days ago about Ateneo Lasal rivalry. Ngayon naman, humingi ako ng tips kay Patty and George on preparing for fatherhood. Kasi syempre, ito na nga, naghahanda na nga tayo na pagiging daddy, 21 weeks and counting na pong pregnant ang aking wife na si Mishi. And I just sought advice from Patty and George on what to expect and kung paano nga ba maging a good daddy sa aking future baby. And I hope you enjoy this video. Present time. Kumusta naman ngayon life, motherhood, careers also? George, what is it like now for you?
Well, I've been married for 13 years now, and I have 3 kids. So yeah, we're on our last week of distance learning for my oldest. The younger ones I've been homeschooling. So I've been doing that for a couple of years now with the younger ones. But yeah, that's family life. I try my best to brainwash them into loving basketball. Like, guys, kids, we're gonna watch The Last Dance, and they're like, again. This is so old, Mom.
Talaga?
This is your education, kids.
Part of homeschooling.
Totoo yan.
In the curriculum.
But
Go, Patty. Yeah, go, George.
That's how it is for me. I work from home. I have a food business, and that's what I've been doing for the past few years. Yeah. So I've been working from home. I haven't been on cam for years, but yeah, I live a pretty normal life. It's just now na ECQ biglang nagka reunion.
For me, same like with George. Also, I have 2 kids, and then I'm also married to Pat. Siya naman, he's a die-hard basketball fan. So he's like, yeah, yung Last Dance talagang naka-carve out na yung time niya na kumain kami na mabilis para makanood na kami.
Me time.
Father's Day yun Monday 3 p.m. Diba?
Exactly. Yeah. Every week. Parang napadalas ha.
Di ba lang naman?
Yeah, my husband is like a die-hard basketball fan. Like, he's the type who collects cards, talagang hardcore. So it's so funny. Like, when he watches my old throwback videos, uy, technical. Like, he makes fun of my analysis. Grabe, feel ko pa nung time na yun. But yeah, so this is actually a video session that will help me and George to remind our husbands that we were once cool. That may nagpapapicture pa sa amin sa Araneta.
Oh, wait.
Ngayon, kami na ang taga-picture ng mga bata at walang nag-picture sa amin.
O, teka, next question.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, sorry. Parenting life now in ECQ. Kasi like, sorry, insert ko lang din. Like, for my past vlogs, I've been vlogging or talking about soon-to-be dad, soon-to-be parents.
Yay!
And yun nga, I just want to get your perspective, Patty, on like how is it now? Ano bang matitip mo para sa parents, soon-to-be parents?
Well, first, I think I said this earlier when we were chatting earlier. It's great to see this whole movement of dads that are being very hands-on and intentional. Parang it makes me feel so proud of the men really, breaking stereotypes na hindi lang yung babae yung talagang, main parent. And so I think same with George and with me, like our husbands are really the intentional types of fathers. And for Migs, I think that's something you're gonna really enjoy. Like, you will have a whole new experience. It's a whole new adventure when you're really a part of your children's milestones. Yung talagang hindi lang yung parent na you see them, you take care of them, or you provide for them, but to really be like walking alongside them, diba? So yeah, that's something exciting for you, Migs. Yeah. So that's something like for me, this ECQ, parang I wouldn't have survived it if my husband is not my husband. Like parang I know that a lot of people are struggling with this whole transition, it's very difficult. I mean, I'll be the first to admit na talagang it's like a yo-yo experience every day. But yeah, there's so many things to be grateful for. And yeah, one of it is really like, buti na lang teammate ko, medyo okay na nagbubuhat din.
Yes, yes.
Go, George.
That's true. Well, yeah, to chime off of what Patty was saying, I am fortunate that my husband is very hands-on. So my advice to you as a soon-to-be parent, Migs, please
I need
do.
that.
You know what? Don't wait for your wife to ask.
Ay,
Bogey point.
yes.
Ikaw na magsabi, sabihin mo, honey, ako.
Ah,
Next.
Very good, George.
Because I remember when I was a new parent, it's hard. It's hard, Migs. It's hard for you as a dad, but it's also super, super difficult for a mom to be a mom for the first time. The adjustment is just overwhelming. So it really helped, like, having a husband who was there and said, sige, ako mag-change ng diaper sa gabi. Pero sa umaga ako. But yeah, ako bahala
still,
sa gabi,
yeah.
change diaper sa gabi.
So you can sleep.
And
Yeah.
super supportive with how this is a touchy subject, but breastfeeding
Yes.
versus bottle. He was very supportive. He didn't like say, no, dapat ganito, dapat
Yes.
breastfeeding lang, or dapat ganito. He
Yes.
saw me having a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, you know what, tomorrow I can buy formula, and it's
Yeah.
fine. Like, it's
Yeah.
totally okay. And those are the assurances that every new mom needs to have. And that's the vital role that dads have.
Yes.
The support that you can give your wife na whatever decision that you want to do,
I will support you.
But
yes.
also if the baby's crying, if it needs to be changed or whatever in the hospital, everything that she needs to, all the things that you have to take care of in the hospital, do as much as you can before she even asks. No.
Yes. I like that.
And then gold yun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now
Yeah.
in ECQ, yeah, it's really a challenge. I do see a lot of my friends having a difficult time transitioning from traditional school to homeschool. That's a huge
Kasama ko doon.
it's a huge transition.
Yeah,
But
it's really hard.
sometimes when I think about it, I'm glad I kind of made the decision 2 years ago to homeschool my 2 younger ones, because I just took the leap and I said, okay, you know what, I'm going to homeschool these kids because it's an opportunity that I will not have when they're older. And when my oldest daughter had to do on distance learning, it was such a nice experience to see her work, to see her ask me, questions about her lessons, and to really be in it. It takes a lot of patience. Okay, don't get me wrong. It is hard to keep your cool when 3 kids or 1 kid or 1 or 3 multiple kids. It doesn't matter. It's hard to keep your cool when you're trying to get the kids to sit down and do their work, or even to sit down and eat their food, or well, not Patty. Patty has no problems with feeding her kids. But my kids are picky eaters. But my kids are picky eaters, and they're picky eaters. They get bored.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm bored. I'm like that one when they started saying that during ECQ, I said, okay, this phrase is not allowed anymore. I'm bored. Nobody's allowed to say that. You can read a book, We lived without social media. We lived without technology.
Yeah.
Turned out but yeah, ECQ is a challenge, but take it one day at a time. Don't get too overwhelmed with the idea of having to stay home and take care of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe before you'd buy lunch out because you'd be in the office. Now you have to cook lunch. Oh my gosh, this is so difficult. It really does seem difficult.
Yeah.
And it is. It's a hard job to keep the home intact and everybody doing their making sure that their roles are being fulfilled. But thank God that I have a partner. My kids are easy. It's not always the same situation for everybody else. But one day at a time, we're gonna get out of this.
Just one day at a time. I think for me, it's correct what George was saying. I like what she said nga na, because even for me, I remember in the start of my pagkapanganak, I was in the hospital all the time. It was very traumatic. So I was practically like a corpse when I gave birth, and it was really my husband who did everything because I couldn't move. I had multiple surgeries, and I was, and that was really like the darkest time. But now that I look back, because my husband started very hands-on, it's easy for him already now that my kids are older. So parang jump start for him. So
Baptism
now,
of fire.
yeah, so my kids are really close to him and comfortable with him na even if I step out or even if I'm sick, I don't have to stress because I know that they'll be fine because, diba? So I think for Migs, yeah, and a lot of the dads who are watching right now, it's just like what George was saying. You don't have to wait for your wife to ask you for something. Like think 10 steps ahead. Like, how can I help you? Or like, how if it's something that you can't help with. Like I remember the breastfeeding, it was so difficult for me. Like the hardest thing I've ever had
Yes, the hardest
in
thing
my life.
in my life. Yes.
And I was just, every time the baby would cry, Patrick
I
would
would
feel
cry.
helpless because wala siyang magawa, di ba? So I would start crying and like my toes would curl and then get Theo, the baby, and Pat would just have a Spotify like support playlist na parang naka-ready na siya kasi alam na magbe-breakdown na ako. So parang, babe, ito na. Tapos play niya yung spot. But even that small thing, like, it was the thoughtfulness of him just journeying with me. Like, he wanted to feel my pain and he wanted to make it better. Even if hindi siya makatulong, parang, I think that's what's for fathers. It's like, just to journey with your wife. Like, to meet them where they're at that moment.
Yeah.
If they're feeling angry, then feel it with them. If they're feeling happy, then join them. So yeah, I think that's what George was saying. Is like it's such a refreshing concept na husbands can actually provide so much support there.
Also, Migs, wait, I have one more.
Okay.
It's not all birds and flowers, okay? It's very
Yes.
gross. It's gross to have a baby. First of all, it's gross in the hospital. And then when
So weak ka pa, mas gross pa.
it's gross. Like, just be ready with the gloves and maybe a face mask. Like, my husband has been pooped on by all my kids. I've never been pooped on. Thank God. Weirdly. But him, projectile poop. He's had it. One time, he finally learned, umilag siya, pumunta sa wall.
Oh,
diba?
agility.
He had to clean it up.
Yeah.
So it's gross stuff. And lalo na in the hospital, the first poop. Oh my gosh. I've never changed a diaper in the hospital, thankfully, because I'm just like, whatever, right?
Yeah.
My job is done.
So Migs, ikaw na yan.
But my husband did the
Take the lead.
diapers in the hospital. It's gross, Migs. It's
Take the
gross.
lead. All right. Wow. Grabe insightful discussion, George and Patty. Thank you so much. Learning from
From basketball to
pioneer days,
diapers.
basketball to life, basketball to diapers, being a
Ayun
dad.
pala
Thank you so
nangyari.
much, George, Rocha, Chu, and Patty, Laurel, Pilar. Thank you so much for joining us here on Off the Record, and see you in the next episode.